Hey guys, this is a pre-recorded game. We're playing against Filipino Fire. He's playing as Japanese, and we're playing on Lipany. And we'll just kind of watch this from our point of view here. Sometimes I like doing the full map. Other times I kind of like doing just the point of view stuff. So immediately, kind of a not a great spawn forward Ubu and far gold. So nothing really protected under the TC. The plus side is a forward Ubu. The plus side to a forward Ubu is that your production is a little bit closer, so units are at hidden, a few seconds sooner, 4 or 5 seconds sooner, which is nice. We head up and we bump into him pretty immediately, so we decide to just split. We take our half, he takes his half. And this is kind of a funky mountain range here. When we see this usually shoots up a ways. You don't ever really know how far, but since it shoots up, if there's any sheep that are like right along this edge that he might bump into, we can pick those instead of him. Well, yeah, a lot of the time these have these corners, so he's usually kind of far, and you can kind of take advantage of like map position. It kind of like locks down this half of the map, depending on this mountain range spawn. We do decide to commit to this and keep running this way. Try to see if we can see the back of his base here, which we were kind of surprised that we didn't spot. I figured it was right here, but again, didn't really see anything. We did pick up 7 sheep, which is nice. We dropped this scouting falcon just in case. Sometimes in these corners there's an extra sheep here. And this is the only bad part to this kind of a tactic, just because it's so narrow. We're basically double in black and not getting a lot of vision here. It's a little bit unproductive with our scouting here. Now since we're going against Japanese, we decided not to go. I'm pretty sure I decided not to open with a Mangadai play. And that's because a lot of the times Japan is going for fast castle, or they drop in that early knight out, so the sooner you have Keshik out to fight that, the better. 9 sheep here is nice. And 10 sheep. So we got our half of the sheep, so we're happy with that. And we know that some of them we took from his side, so potentially there's a chance to take some more from our side here and potentially his side. Kind of depends on what he did for his scouting pattern. As you can see, we stopped at 9 on food, so this is going to be the Keshik open right here, which used to be our Mangadai opener, but we have adapted it a little bit. And with the Keshik opener, we are still going Deerstone just because Khan Hunters are so good with our army comp. 12 sheep, so we have the majority sheep. We just tap up with 4 here, and they immediately split 2 on the wood, 2 on the gold. We stopped 3 on wood, and now we're going to rally onto food and then onto gold. And basically we're going to have enough to get a stable up during the tap up, and then produce a Keshik pretty much immediately from it. And half the reason why it's a little bit of a different macro spread is because the Keshik is a little bit more expensive, and we're also going for a wheelbarrow behind this as our eco tech. Since we're not spamming out as many gold heavy units, the gold macro is a little bit different than when you go with the Mangadai. Though in some regards we could probably switch that up now and still do something similar. So we could probably revisit this Keshik build, but it's pretty expensive. We could skip the wheelbarrow and go like we do with our other build and go for like our specialized pick early, but the timing is the big thing here. We'll see what time our stable goes up. A little bit late too, so there's little intricacies to the build for sure. Because we could definitely be aged up with our other build, but I don't know if we would have enough. I guess we would have enough for Keshik, yeah. Just a little bit lighter on gold. About 4 minutes 20, so I think it is a little bit faster than the other build. So I do think it's still worth doing this variation for Keshik openers, which we do have Keshik and Q. And we're just rallying to food till we get about 10, 11 on food here. Just scouting, looking for his base. We do finally find it, and we see that he has gotten the Daimyo Manor, which means He's got Bannerman out. We do see his stable here too, and heavy on gold. So this is telegraphing Castle Age to us. And we can't see that he's got a Bannerman in queue, but we know it's coming. And our Keshiga out here too. We still have vision here, and we do spot that Bannerman last second, so we were looking and we do see this. And you can see we're trying to intercept the Bannerman. A little bit of a misclick. So we're able to get one hit in, but the issue is now he's pushing to us, to our gold. We do realize, I think we react a little bit late here. This needed to be done sooner. But we're chasing here, bringing our other Keshik over. And again, if we had started this tower just a little bit sooner, we definitely had the wood to do it. I think this works a little bit better for us. And we do decide to drop a market early because he is going fast castle. So we do want to kind of scale our eco pretty soon here because he's going to be scaling his tech. So we can kind of take advantage of that. We're a little bit lucky here that he missed micros. But we do sacrifice a villager here to get the tower up in time and save the other ones. We potentially could have killed 2 here. It might not have been worth sacrificing that villager in the long run. But we do kill his Bannerman and we kill his scout, which I do like a lot because that means he has no military presence basically. Behind this we have a scout that's just been slowly burning down this farmhouse and giving us good vision of the map. Our Khan needs to go get us vision over here on this side. Extra sheep is over here. Plenty of sheep in our base still too. We have 8 sheep. Drop a blacksmith first because we know he's probably towering his gold. We can see up here that he is getting arrow splits, so there's definitely a tower up here. I guess we can see the tower getting built. But now basically the point is to get our blacksmith tech. We can start trading here, and we can just start, forcing him to get onto wood, burning his houses, potentially house him here. And he's building houses now inside of his thing here. We are able to snipe one villager here, which is a pretty nice deal because basically we're now par on villager kills, so there's now only one villager ahead. They did get a little bit more value, and we do decide to burn down this forge. I think in retrospect, this might have been a mistake. We should have immediately started rotating up here, but he did have 2 towers, so maybe this is a good move actually, because we're gonna get some resources out of this. And we don't really have the mass to really brute force this down, so it's better we just get some value here, I think, overall. And this house is on the edge. We could probably commit to a burn down there, but you can see we're just committing to more units here. And still rallying to wood, getting our eco in a pretty good spot, and we are just sending a villager over to go build a market over here. And this is mostly because I didn't want to deal with idle time on this short trade route. He's not making a lot of gold, but I don't want any idle time on them until we reposition the market here. So we'll see that he's fortified one of these outposts, which makes it quite difficult because they get plus 5 fire armor and a lot more health, which is a pretty big deal. Yeah, 1,000 more health is a pretty big deal. It's more than double HP. And we did decide to drop an archery range, and the reason isn't that we're going to take these archers and try to dive here or anything like that. It's to harass this wood line. We knew we forced some house play, so we could probably be burning down this house here. But the idea is to kind of force aggression from him. We pull a bunch of villagers over to this deer patch. Important that we don't drain all of the sheep here, and we start using the map control and the additional resources. We don't notice his tempo quality going up, which is a pretty big mistake on our part in some regards, because yeah, that's a pretty big deal, because we could have been harassing that, but I guess in the end we would have just been taking damage unnecessarily, especially under a manor. So we commit to burning down the tower that isn't upgraded yet, get the most out of our HP that we're using here. Losing a scout was a little bit rough. Just make him ungarrison, which is fine. The big thing is that his springwood upgrade doesn't come through, which definitely would have been a big hamper. Could have pulled these guys, and we're just doing what we can here. We can see our damage isn't the best, especially because it's a fortified tower. But now he's got a mounted samurai and a bannerman out. That's a lot of additional damage with that bannerman, so we're definitely back up and want to take a better fight. We're able to snipe a monk here, which is a pretty big deal. Reducing his monk pickups sooner the better, right? Behind this we do have our Khan chilling here, and we have a Khan hunter on the way because we do need to get that scouting falcon to check things out. Now we kind of knew that he's potentially moving back onto gold here. There's not much we can do about it. We probably again should have been trying to burn down our house here, but it is what it is. But our traders are re-macroed, getting 76, and we're up to 4 traders, which puts us in a slight economic edge. It puts us in a place that we can just commit to Cav and force pressure on this gold and not let him get a lot of units out while we kind of stabilize our eco here. While we raid the tower and get his attention there, we're hitting his wood line, so we're able to get some sneaky kills here, and he doesn't notice until way late, and this is because of the aggro in the back, right? And we do our best to pay attention to this relic here and don't let him pick it fairly easily. And we do try to rotate over here. This is something we should have predicted sooner, or we should have rotated sooner. But plus side is we're able to snipe a couple of villagers here. I think we got 2, maybe just 1. Getting just 1 kind of sucks. The guy with definitely potential to kill 3 villagers, so a little bit of miss micro on our part. And then we come back here. We see the tower, we see a bunch of vills, and we see his knights commit, so we want to take this fight kind of away from that tower. You can see we can really trade quite effectively against his mass here. Definitely don't want to be diving under this though, so at least we stayed out of the TC range, but a little bit of a mistake there, a little bit of an overcommit. But the plus side is, if his army is fighting us there, he's not fighting us over here on his villager line. And we can dive real deep on this villager line, so picking up 3 more villagers is a really big deal. There's a big discrepancy now in our ecos here. And again, if his knights catch us, they'll do a lot of damage, but luckily he can't catch us. Our trade is scaling decently, but we're looking to go potentially castle? No, not yet. We don't have the gold yet, so we're dropping a second stable here, so we're going to commit to more horsemen. He does screen us from here and is able to build this wall, which is a good move. But because his army moves, we know we can kind of push the issue on his gold a little bit. But again, fortified towers, really hard to burn down, not with this amount of units, so we do have to fall back here. And behind this we just keep harassing. We're able to snipe 1 little villager here, which is a big deal. We do unfortunately notice the relic going in, so we do try to dive this here, just to delay the relic play. So we just have to be careful and path around, and then we'll dive in. We're going to lose some guys here, but delaying his gold income I think is a pretty big deal, especially with these monks and stuff. Now he's got to spend money on that monk. I guess he does have another one out. So perhaps it's a bad dive here, but I didn't mind it too bad. Our Khan is slowly picking away on this one villager. Well, we didn't commit there long enough. Just try to pick this, but definitely can't pick that in time. We're able to back out here. Again, whole purpose of having the Magadai and the Khan Hunters is to be able to harass and pull his army in other places, right? And now if he wants to fight this here, he can, but again, he's gonna lose because we've got the -7. Oh, this is that Temple of Equality. Okay, so his Temple of Equality is what was fucking us up here. And he gets passive gold from those guys too. It's interesting. Kind of seems like some potential there. So we do age up. We have plenty of resources in the bank in terms of food. So it's all about getting our techs up. Keshik tech, I guess we're mostly Keshik, so I guess it's a good move. I would like to see kind of the horseman tech coming in soon. And he tries to wall here. Losing a couple of villagers more definitely adds up. And he's able to secure this one relic, but there's still 3 relics on the map, and he's going to have kind of an interesting time dealing with this. We cleaned up the deer here to the south, so these villagers have to reposition here. Hopefully we react soon. Okay, where are they going? Okay, the tower, and then they're going to set up on this other deer pack, which is fine. Kurota has moved up. Did we get... We need to get a new Ubu, but we didn't get superior mobility either. They improved superior mobility, which is a pretty big deal. Our opponent's making Onimusha. We're not privy to this information. Yeah, it could potentially work, but I don't think he's got the military mass. That's definitely a big issue. The destroyed value, you can see he's gotten a lot more destroyed value, but again, we'll trade army for villagers any day. And we see this wood line here thanks to our Khan hunters. And just missed that villager. That's a little bit unfortunate. But we have a really nice cav ball here. So if he commits to something to us, we can fight him. We are getting our eco tax late, but at least better late than never getting him, I guess. And we see his army now. We also see the Onimusha here. So being under the Kurota here is really nice, but you can see how tanky those samurai are. We just have to kind of fall back. And we drop here. He's got 4 Onimusha. Each one has great range, right? At 5.5 tower range. But that's what our veteran Khan hunters have now, and our Mangadai have close to that. Khan hunters 90 health, 6 damage, 2 second attack speed, 80 health, 12 damage. So the Khan hunters don't trade terribly against Onimusha. I mean, they lose, but not half bad. So try to get on this villager. So you're able to snipe that villager, which is nice. And that's what's really annoying about this kind of army comp. It's gonna be tough to do this. We do unfortunately run into his army here. We lose 1, we lose 2, 3 Mangadai? Yeah, we lost 3 Mangadai. And as we kite away, he kind of has put himself into a trapped position here, which is a pretty big deal, especially for the Onimusha mass. Losing Onimusha before they really get into a big death ball is a big mistake for sure. And we're able to kind of choke his army out here a little bit. Puts him in a weird spot. Trap his bannerman. Did a little bit of damage here. With the tempo of equality, we definitely need to back out, right? It's nerfing our units here. So these kind of weaker units are going to heal up, which is a pretty big deal, right? Being able to save up that value. We've also closed the gap on destroyed value, which is a really big deal, considering our eco is so much bigger now. 14 traders, 16 deaths on his part. And we're super heavy on stables, and we do have 1 prayer tent. We also have gone up, we're going up to 4 pastures now, so our food eco is holding on still. Definitely a little bit overextended. And he's got all of these monks here. We back out. He basically weakens all of them. And we do pull a couple of horsemen here just so we can have some burn down potential on walls and stuff. We do notice his Onimusha here, so we back out. The idea is to not get outranged and outfought here. Trade's still booming, 16. Not the strongest trade. Again, we're not super heavily invested into trade. But we rotate up here, kind of expecting and waiting for a gold rotation on this side, right? There's 2 gold veins. He's gonna run out of gold. So killing these villagers here, really big deal. And honestly, I should have postured my army here, just to see vision of when he moves up. But we know there was a potential of him doing this, and that's why we send our army forward, to try to catch damage where we can here. Do catch a whole bunch of monks out of position, but we see his whole army is over here, so he tries to trap us. So we're going to take our army back, and when we take our army back, we're hitting the front of his base, idling his food. I don't think we got maybe 1 villager kill, but the idea now is we have to go burn a hole in the wall. And, you know, posing up a threat for his main army not to fight us. And now that his main army isn't fighting us, we're going to have to escape here. And yeah, his army kind of was going to contest us here, and we pulled our army back, and that's how we kind of saved this army. And he's in a really bad spot at that point, so it worked out decently. It's a little bit of a shorter game, but you can see how you can really lay on the pressure just committing to cav units against Japan there in the early game. So a bit of a shorter one, and hopefully I'll be able to record a little bit longer ones and a couple more soon. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.